Hi guys, this week on the show I'm going to be upgrading the AXIAL AX10. This is my AXIAL AX10. It's approximately 10 years old and all the components in here are also approximately 10 years old, if not older. Now I wanted to upgrade it to a 3S Lipo, giving me more voltage. Inside here I've got 6-cell metal hydride at the moment, and I'm thinking through the upgrade with a higher voltage I will get more torque out of the engine and maybe also a bit of higher speed. It's not possible to fit a Lipo onto the speed controller. It's a little bit dangerous because it's not compatible. So I bought myself a new speed controller. I'm going to fit these components and then we take it out on the trail and see what happens. I've replaced the old speed controller. It was actually in there so long that I had to get the plug out of the receiver with a pair of pliers, and while I did that I destroyed the plug. It didn't want to budge, and that's how long it just proves how long it's been in there. So with double-sided tape you stick this new speed controller onto the plate. This plate sits upside down, the battery sits on top here. So I've got the cruise control or speed controller and the receiver next to each other. Connect the wires to the motor, plug it into the receiver, and then you have your battery connection. In the manual it says that the new speed controller finds the neutral position of the transmitter. I'm having a bit of a problem with that. Every time I switch it on and I'm trying to reset the neutral position on the transmitter, it's not accepting it. So I'm thinking that this is digital, or the new controller is maybe digital and my control box is analog. Let's put the body on and let's go outside and see what happens. I noticed something, that the neutral position constantly changes. Now that could have something to do with my analog transmitter. But let's take her on a little ride and let's see how much problems this actually gives me. So she's a lot faster, that's for sure. And let's see how much torque I've got, or if it's changed a lot of torque in the low or the slow crawl. Having a bit of a problem where the neutral position changes. Like you see that, I'm actually going forward. Now that could have something to do with my analog transmitter not really talking, or they're not really talking to each other. So the digital speed controller may not be talking to the analog transmitter properly. Oh my gosh. Okay, that was obviously not what I was expecting. Put this back on to its wheels. Now I wonder if I now just let the trigger go, it just goes onto full speed backwards, which is not really what I want. Oh yeah, okay. I think I'm just gonna raise this car eventually. Okay, this is definitely not good. I think I'm going to have to swap the transmitter. Apparently analog and digital do not communicate very well with each other. So I need to go out and get myself a 2.4 gigahertz digital transmitter. Bang bang. So went to the shops, chatted to the salesman there. He says get this one, it costs 59 euros. It's from a German company in Nuremberg. They're called AXIAL, and this is the CR6, 6 meaning it has 6 channels. So I'm going to swap the transmitters and let's see what happens then. had to do a little bit of troubleshooting on the transmitter. It wasn't functioning properly. I didn't have steering. It turned out to be something very simple. When they deliver this, the EPAs, which are the two bottom buttons over here, are set on 0. So the left one is the steering, so you just turn it up to about 75 or 100%, and then obviously your steering will work, and the same thing with your accelerator, then your accelerator will work as well. Just saves you a little bit of time trying to troubleshoot something that's actually just been set onto 0 from factory. All the settings are done, everything is functioning correctly. Let's go and hit the trail. So immediately I can feel the motor has a lot more torque in the slow crawl. Normally I had to push the trigger and release the trigger multiple times to get it to run smoothly. But now I can actually just hold the trigger without moving it, and the car kind of just keeps going. It would be nice if I keep you guys in the shot there. I have very nice control there, wiggling the wheels a little bit, getting me closer to the edge of the rock, and using the controller, and it just allows me to edge forward without actually jumping off or slipping off the rock. So putting all the components together, the new transmitter and the speed control with 11.1 volts coming off the 3S Lipo, the car is a lot smoother in the slow crawl. I've got a lot more torque there. I don't have to play around with the trigger so much to get it over obstacles. Plus I've got a much higher speed. You can really hear that engine revving very, very high. So all in all, I just wanted to change a battery. I ended up buying a speed controller and a transmitter. So that's it for this week on the show. Subscribe, click that notification bell. But now, let's just enjoy some controlled crawling. Oh, fantastic. Really?